What's up, guys? Gentlemen, it's here once again, and today we are talking about my three new favorite lenses after moving away from the Zeiss series, the Zeiss Altus, the CP3, and also the Zeiss Melvis. This is strictly because my camera package has become a lot smaller, a lot lighter. My case, everything has become smaller and lighter, and so I needed a lens that would also be more compact, that is suitable and works very well with the red Komodo. Now, the reason why I've been looking for a smaller lens is because I love shooting with the Komodo, just the body stripped down like this, in the street shooting B-roll or any content that is outside of feature film or film production. And so being able to do that, I needed something smaller because the Zeiss Altus and the Melvis lenses are this big in front of the camera, which it works beautiful for when you're actually putting the camera on sticks, or when you're actually using for high-end production. But I decided to switch to a smaller lens because of this reason. And so I got introduced to the Leica R by a good friend of mine called Cash Lembo. He's also a YouTuber. The link to his channel will be in the description below. You might want to check him out. And when I saw the Leica R's initially, to be honest, it wasn't my thing because I was still in love with the Zeiss Altus that I picked up, and until I decided that I needed something smaller. So I actually had a look at a couple of vintage lenses. I looked at the Zeiss contacts, and then also I actually had a play with a manufacturer called Chinon. Again, it's a vintage lens. I actually shot a B-roll with it, and the images is so beautiful, so beautiful. It renders the bokeh very nicely, with the exception of sharpness in regards to the quality. The sharpness is not there. I like sharp images, especially when I'm shooting music videos. And if you haven't seen that content, the link is should be right about here, so check it out if you want to. So when my friend introduced me to the Leica R's, initially, again, I wasn't very interested until I decided I needed something more compact. So I looked into the Leica R's, and I never got a chance to actually test them out because there aren't many about. And so I dived head in first and picked up these three lenses that now has become my favorite lenses to pair with the red Komodo Super 35 sensor. So all of these three lenses are sitting in this Pelican Case 200 series. So as you can see, the case is very small, but yet this contains three full frame lenses in this package. So one thing is I do rentals with my equipment as well. So having a beautiful compact package like this, being able to rent out three focal length, that is paramount within a small package like this. It's just beautiful. I mean, you can vouch for it yourself when you're on set and you've got so many Pelican cases and cases to juggle. It's nice that you have actually smaller stuff to deal with than having bulkier Pelican cases. So without further ado, I am just going to open it and show you how these lenses look like. So this is not how I bought it. I had to buy the actual lens in a photography style and then cinemod it myself. I did not send it to Declox. I actually found a couple of companies online, which I'll put their link in the description below, that you can actually check them out, and they modified these lenses for me. When I say they modified, I mean they got me the mods sent out to me and I did the rest myself. So to start off with is this front cap, this lens cap. As you can see, it's beautiful gold, shiny, reflective, and it's fully aluminium made, so this will last for a very long time. What I had them do is actually put my production company imprinted right here on the top, Elements Audiovisual, and then you have the Leica logo, which model lens it is, and then the focal length, and then also the aperture and the focus distance. So right there, when you look at the lens in the case, you can actually see which lens is what and easily grab it out. Moving on, same company that actually made me this lens cap also provided me with this step up ring. This is not just a general step up ring, but this allows you to clamp on a matte box. So it's a matte box ring from whatever the filter thread is into a 77mm filter thread. So if I don't want to use my variable ND filter adapter and I want to use the speed booster, then I can put on a front element in regards to ND. So moving down from there, you can see that I also have a focus gear right here. This focus gear is also designed and 3D printed by another person, and also his link is in the description below. So if you are interested, you could give him a shout and I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to make you some of these. So this is hard plastic and it's very, very durable. It's 3D printed, precisely printed, and it's very, very durable. Moving lower, you have your aperture ring. Because it is a photography lens, it needed to be declicked. I could have just left it like that, but just to give it that cinematic feel, you know, as a cine lens, I declicked this myself. So as you can hear, there is no clicking sound on the aperture. It was a very straightforward declicking, open the back, remove the ball and put it back together, and it was completely declicked. So I've declicked all the three lenses, and then moving lower to that, we have a very, very small, hopefully you can see that. So this right here is an adapter from R mount to EF. So this is seamless adapter that I actually picked up on Amazon, and they're only about £5 each. So I picked up 3 and 2 spare ones just in case, and that just clicks on without having to remove anything of the back end, and it looks natively part of the lens. So this is what you need to do to have a fully modified Leica R cine style lenses. Again, these lenses are actually full frame lenses, so they'll work very, very well with Super 35 sensor and extremely well with the full frame sensors. So this is the 28mm. Everything I've done with this 28mm, I did the same thing with the 90 and then also with the 50mm. Now you're probably asking, what about the case that it sits in? Again, as I said, I'm a person that is very, very DIY. I like hands-on, and so I kind of built this case myself to contain all 3 of these lenses in here without a wiggle room. So what I did is I put 2 layers of foam in there, cut out the circles to match these lenses, and then put a board right on top of it to hold it in place without it actually wiggling. So as you can see, it just slides in perfectly like that, and it will not fall over, as you can see, because obviously everything is cut to size, even if I turn it upside down. And again, I'm a DIY hands-on person, so I can easily do this. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I do have a speed booster, the original Canon speed booster EF to RF, and then also the EF to RF variable ND. Now the reason why I have and keep both of them is because when I'm indoors, I want the lenses to be wider, if not at least the actual focal length, because this is a Super 35mm sensor. So these lenses will become a bit more telephoto on there. So when I'm shooting indoors where there is lack of space, then I put on this speed booster, and that is 0.71 time conversion, and that allows me to get, if not the same exact field of view, or actually wider. And then when I'm outdoors where it's very sunny, obviously there's a lot more space to move around, I use the variable ND drop-in filter adapter. And so this is how I'm actually running my camera right now. So finally, these like R lenses, I can't emphasize enough. The images that this lenses produce is tack sharp, not overly sharp, sharp enough to see details, and very warmish image. And then also finally, the bokeh is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So these three lenses, the 28, it's the L Merits, and then I've got the 90, which is Summicron R, and then the 50, which is Summicron R. So the Summicron R's are f2. So on the speed booster, again an extra stop light, and then the 28mm L Merits is actually 2.8. So these are now my favorite lenses to use for both music videos and feature film shoots, and also documentary and so on. So that's it for me, guys. Hopefully this was a little bit intuitive to you. Hopefully you learned something from it. If you are a subscriber, stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.